Hey, welcome back to Mainichi Japan Vid, and today we're going to talk about pollen allergy, or should write instead in Romaji. Kafunshou. Kafunshou. What is Kafunshou? Well, it's pollen allergy. But let's look at the kanji. So kanji is fun because here we have ka, which is the kanji for hana. So if you know, hana actually means flower. Fung is the kanji for powder or like flower. Flower, not oops. So this one is flower. This one is flower. Oh my god, I don't know the difference between the pronunciation, but like this one, right? Powder. And together they become pollen. So powder from flowers are pollen, right? Kanji is just so fun. Uh, Once you know kanji, like it just makes so much sense. And then show is kind of like symptoms or like illness. So Kafunshou, it's like illness because caused by like pollen. So it's pollen allergy. And this is quite a big thing in Japan. I don't know if people have it in other region. I guess in English it's also okay, called hay fever. In my country, this doesn't really exist, but maybe it's because we're not a four-season country. And so one of the cause of the pollen allergy that's like a big deal in Japan is my host father told me. So it's actually World War II, I believe. So during World War II, uh, Japan needed a lot of wood for military purposes, right? So they cut down a lot of wood. I'm not sure exactly what for maybe making weapons, maybe for burning for fuel, but either way, they did cut a lot of wood. So Japan was many places like didn't have right, and so they did reforestation. And when they did this reforestation, one of the tree they planted was a tree called sugi, which I'm not sure what it is in English. Yeah. Anyway, it's a tree called sugi, and because they just plant. The reason is because I believe the sugi grows quickly. So you plant it and then it just gets big quickly. And so that's why they planted a lot of Chisugi when they did the reforestation after World War II. The thing is, as in four season countries, the flower like they bloom at the same time, right? Because it's due to change in temperature, so they bloom and then they release their pollen because they want to mate basically. And allergy is also caused, I believe, by hyper exposure. Oh, I don't know if that's even a correct term, but like if you're like exposed too much to something, you can get allergy. I think, I mean, please do correct me if that's wrong. But if you get a lot of like pollen, that's how you can get allergy. So because they planted so many sugi at the same time, every spring you would get just so much pollen of these sugi trees, and it triggered allergy in many people. And even in Japan, I believe I've heard like um, when they're children, they might not have the allergy yet, but as they grow into adults, sometimes uh, they become allergic. And even for foreigners, like foreigners, many foreigners come to Japan, they don't have this pollen allergy, but as they live there for several years, sometimes they start to develop symptoms. I think I was the same way. My first, second year, nothing at all. I think my third year, I had a bit of a runny nose and like my eyes were like, was kayui. Kayui is uh, itchy. So my eyes were a bit itchy, but nothing bad in my case. But it can get really bad. So the reason was because they planted a lot of sugi, the same kind of tree. So all of the pollen is the same, right? So which is why you get the same allergen, and that's how many people get the allergy. And it can get real bad. Some people, they're just like, they have runny nose, but like extremely runny, and they just can't breathe, and it's just their eyes like itch so much, they're just crying all the time. They can't function. It's really, really bad for some people, and they need to go out. They need to wear mask, and when they go back home, they uh, leave any clothes that was like exposed to the outside. uh, they don't bring it to the room. They leave it near like the entrance door, because some pollen might be on their clothes, right? And it's just horrible. And you can drink some like, uh, is it antihistamine, like some drugs that are for allergy. But my friends, I've heard this from one or two person in Japan, friends who have like a pollen allergy, that you should drink it like a week or 2 weeks before the pollen actually come. So if once there's already pollen and you start drinking it, it's not too late, but like you still get some symptoms. But if you drink it like, I'm not sure what they said. I think, let's say a week before, then you mostly don't get any symptoms, right? So that's something that some friends told me. And I also want to show you this. So in Japan, so let's look at this first. They have, uh, so this shows the how much pollen there is. And here we can see it's like there's no pollen. There a little, a bit, a lot, a whole lot, extremely, an extreme amount of pollen is what they say, right? So here right now, we're in June. So currently, it's mostly like a little for sugi and also hinoki, which seems to also be another allergen. Uh, but because this is in June, so it's not like up to date. It's not when there are a lot of pollen. Let's look at here. This is from this year, 7th March. Here we can see Hokkaido has no pollen. We can see here in Sendai. Oh, let me use this. In Sendai, you have Yayaoi. So quite some pollen. In Niigata as well. In Kanazawa, you only have a little. And then in Tokyo, here you can see there's a lot. A lot. In Osaka, a bit. Uh, a lot in Hiroshima, and extreme amount of pollen in Kagoshima, right? So this is like the kind of information they give you. Especially this is important during spring, because you get Kafunshou or pollen allergy during spring. I've heard there's also the autumn one, so you can also get it during autumn, but especially it's during spring, from, I believe, the tree I mentioned before, the sugi tree. So yeah, this is what they also have in Japan. So if you have allergies and you're in Japan, like definitely check this out so you can know if there's going to be a lot of pollen or not, and probably drink the. I mean, if your doctor allows it, drink the and antihistamine, the anti-allergy thing. Yeah, that's pollen allergy in Japan. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.